Okay, we're live, and I wanted to talk to you because I know that you're struggling financially, and He does too. He knows everything. Jesus is here when we're together talking about our ups and our downs, our struggles, our joys, all of it. He wants to be a part of all of it. So I know you're struggling to make ends meet, or you wouldn't be looking online to find a way to make a second income. That's what I was doing when I was out there searching. And he answered my prayers by showing me a training in digital marketing. The digital marketing training shows me step by step how I can make a second income online. And I knew it was him that was showing me because I was praying about it when I found it. And I know you're praying too, or you wouldn't be out there watching this video. You're praying and you're searching. And that's what you have to do. You do have to take the steps and you have to pray and you've got to take action to look so that he can answer those prayers. Sometimes it takes asking over and over. Sometimes it comes quicker. It just depends on what it is and where you're looking. So that's why I'm here this evening talking to you about your finances because I was there. And now I took the steps. I found a training and I invested in myself because I know I'm worthy of that second income that I need. He doesn't want us just to struggle all the time. And sometimes our struggles are our own choice. And what I mean by that is that, if he shows us a way to make a second income and we turn it down, then we're choosing the struggle over the opportunity. Because sometimes what he wants us to do isn't exactly what we thought. And that's the beauty of listening to him over our own will. Because he knows more than we do about ourselves and what's to come. And so whenever he told me to cast my net out in the internet world, and that was the training that I was supposed to do so that I would learn digital marketing, I was like, okay, if that's what you want me to do, I'm going to do it. I trust him. Even though I know nothing about the internet and social media. I didn't have any social media background. I wasn't tech savvy when it came to social media. But the program I found said that it was beginner friendly. It was beginner friendly. And I thought, okay, that's what I need. It said that I could work at my own pace. And I thought, okay, that's great because I'm going to have to learn. But that I would need to be willing to learn new skills. And I'm willing to learn new skills because I need to make that second income. And then we have to be coachable. And I thought, okay, well, I'm coachable. All you have to do is tell me what I need to do and how to do it, and I can learn it. So that was another thing. I had to be coachable. I had to be consistent, meaning I had to work on it every day. You're not going to get out there and get a job and be able to sit back and just let the money roll in. You've got to do something. So I had to be consistent in my actions. And then I had to implement what I was being taught. And I thought, okay, well, I can do that. And so I knew this program was for me because I wanted to work from home. I didn't want to go back to the 9 to 5 grind. I retired because I thought I had everything figured out. I knew I'd need a second income. Excuse me. I would need a second income, but I didn't know that I was going to need to make a real salary. I just thought I was going to be able to supplement. But some life changes happen, like they always do. and I was thrown for a curveball, and now I needed to make a full income, not just a supplemental one. So that's why I went searching on the internet for that income, because I knew that I could make a substantial amount of money online. Everybody is doing it out there. And so that's why I said, well, if they can do it, I can do it. And if I can do it, you can do it. Don't sit there and think, well, she knew something that I didn't know. I did it, and I don't. But I know that I'm worthy of my answered prayer, and I know that I can learn anything. If the younger generation can do it, I can do it. So that's why I had the faith. I had the faith in the Lord when I was praying, and I knew He would lead me to what training I needed to learn what they were doing out there on the internet to make that second income. And that's why I jumped on it. When He told me that, I didn't second guess it. And I know some of us out there, we do. We have to be told yes, 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 a number of times before we're convinced that that's what we're supposed to do. But, when you do that, you're not getting anywhere. Okay? You're not making any strides. And so you're still struggling. Now, if you take a step, even if you're unsure, but you're taking the step and you're saying, okay, what's the worst that could happen? You take the step, and then you may take 2 steps back. And then you take another step, and now you're only 1 step back. And then you put another foot in front of the other, and then eventually you're walking in a straight line to your goal. Okay? But if you don't take that chance and you don't take those steps, you're going nowhere. You're going nowhere, and every day you're concerned because you're dipping into your savings. You're worried about your money running out. Well, if you don't take any steps, eventually you're nowhere and your money has run out. So you've got to take those steps. And if you know anything about social media like Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, you can use those platforms to make extra money online. And if you're using them right now to socialize, why wouldn't you want to make money with that? It's a no-brainer. If you're on Facebook and you've got Facebook groups and everything, just think you can make money. And then you wouldn't be struggling. If I told you that you can make money by putting out and communicating with your community on Facebook, wouldn't you want to try it? Because right now it's not bringing you any money. All you're doing is talking to your friends and your family, and you're posting your family photos and, whatnot out there, but it's not bringing you an income. But what if I told you it could? That the possibilities are endless. Once you learn the digital marketing training, you can make all kinds of monies and all kinds of different income streams. And that's using different social media. If you do that, all you had to do was get 8 customers a month, and you could make $10,000 a month with just 8 customers. That right there would change your life. If you only got 1 customer and you made $1,400 a month, wouldn't that help your income right now? If you're like me dipping into savings, I'm like, okay, when they told me, that I could do this and I knew I could do it, I was like, well, show me the way. And that's what I'm learning. And you can actually learn and earn at the same time. Isn't that the beauty? And there's a community of people that are doing it, and we all help each other. We support each other, and we get out there, and we have live events. And I just came back from Kansas. I was there last Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. with the owner, founder of this training program. She invites a select group of people to her home and she helps us one on one learn more and more about the possibilities and about the different income streams. And she is it's wonderful. So, and I mean, if you're sitting there at home and you're by yourself and you're making a single income and you need to make some more and you're going, well, how am I going to do that? Well, she'll show you and we'll show you how you can get your work day to a 2-hour work day. So you may be working 8 hours right now, but you go, golly, I mean, if the cost of living keeps going like it is, I might have to take another job on. Well, what if you could only had to add 2 hours a day, and it was social media? So by the time you got it done and everything, you're making that second income and only putting a couple hours a day in, and you could do it whenever. You could do it on your lunch break for 10 minutes. You could do it in the morning before you went to work for 10, 15 minutes. Put content out there and make that extra income. You don't have to choose YouTube like I did. You can use TikTok. You can use Instagram and, any platform you choose. And once you get good at it, like this is my fourth live. And right now I'm learning. And that's great because I never knew anything about social media. And I'm learning how to do content and I'm learning how to talk to you and let you know that I'm like you. I needed the income and I found the program, and because I was praying. And I love the fact that I can have a faith-based business out here on the internet, and I can love Jesus and I can talk about him and how good he is for us and to us, and he wants us to be successful. And at the same time, I can have a business and I can help you too at the same time. And it's wonderful. So that's what I'm here doing. I'm out here to encourage you to not be afraid. The enemy wants us to be afraid so that we don't get what the Lord has planned for us, that we don't go out there and find our purpose and don't use our gifts that God gave us to get out there and be with people and encourage people and everything. The enemy doesn't want that. But God does. And if we let fear control us, then we're letting the enemy take control. And I would prefer God to be in control of my life. And that's why I cast my net out there in the internet world. Because I'm like, I don't want the enemy in control. I want God in control of my life. And that's why I pray every day. And I know that he supports me and he will keep guiding me as long as I keep praying, and I'm doing it for the right reasons, and I'm going to give back. Once I get ahead with my debt and everything and get that paid down and all, then I can give back more and more, and it just snowballs. And then we can do more and more to help people. So don't be afraid to ask him for help. Don't be afraid to take the step. You don't have to know anything. I didn't know anything. I didn't know what digital marketing was. I didn't know social media. I had no tech skills like that. I mean, I could use a computer and do spreadsheets and things like that, but I had to go buy me a laptop, and that was my own preference. I wanted to do that anyways. But I mean, if you've got a phone, you have Wi-Fi, you can do it without a laptop if you're great with your phone. I couldn't see everything real good on my phone because it's so tiny. So I went out and invested in a laptop also. But you can do it just with a smartphone and Wi-Fi. You can do this business and you don't even have to have a laptop. And so the cost of learning the training and everything is very low for you to earn an income. But you do have to invest in yourself and in the training. And it's not an exorbitant amount of money at all. I mean, to learn something that is legitimate and that is not a scam, that is not a get-rich-quick scheme, you're going to have to pay a little bit, but it's not a lot. And you can make, with one sell, you can make your money back with just one customer. I mean, so once you make that one, get that one customer, you're in the free and clear, and then you're making additional income. So I'm here to say, stop being afraid. Stop procrastinating. The longer you procrastinate, the longer you're miserable. But when you start making the steps, you feel free and you feel like the sky's the limit. You feel excited. And then you have that excitement going and everything. And then it just compounds and compounds. And then you get invited to a live event like I was last week. And I went from Texas to Kansas. And it's exhilarating. And you know that you're just on the cusp of making that income back that you need. But you're not going to get there if you procrastinate. You're not going to get there if you worry about, well, is it going to work or is it not going to work? Well, it can't work if you don't do it and you don't try. But if you are consistent and you keep putting one foot in front of the other, just like anything, riding a bike. If you fall off that bike and don't get back on, you're never going to learn how to ride a bike. If you don't get out there and put the pedals in and pedal again and, wobble here and there and keep going, you're not going to learn how to ride a bike. So it's just like anything. This digital marketing, if you don't get out there and you don't put the work in and take the steps and implement and everything, of course you're not going to make it. But if you're willing to take the steps and keep putting one foot in front of the other and keep being consistent, you get better and better. And the way they told me is you get 1% better each time I put a piece of content out there. Okay? 1%. Well, after I put out 100 videos, I'll be 100% better. I think I looked just a little bit ago and I have 31 videos out on YouTube. And so I still got 70% to go, but I'm going to be 100% better when I get those out there. And that's exciting. And I want you to know that I'm real. I'm real. And I'm not any better than you. I don't know any more than you. You probably know more than me because you probably used social media before. So I'm not any farther ahead of you, but we can do it together, and I'll help you. And you don't have to call people. You don't have to sell people. You don't have to DM people. All you have to do is put out content out there and learn which method you want to do. There's numerous income streams out there. I'm also developing a community on School, and I'm putting out a spiritual community out there. So if you are maybe not ready to start the business yet, but you want some spiritual enlightenment and nourishment, you can go to my community in School, and it's called the Casters. Sorry about that. The Faith Casters Basket. Okay. My community is on School. Okay. So it's, www.school.thefaithcastersbasket. It's got a dash in between each word. The Faith Casters Basket. And if you look that up on School, the Faith Casters Basket, I'll let you into my community for free. And I've got also kinds of things in there that will nourish you, that will give you the strength, the encouragement, and the prayer and everything that you need to come to your own conclusion of what's best for you. Okay? And this business is not for everybody. But there's 5 billion people out there on the internet making money, and searching for ways to make money, or selling their wares and selling digital products, and just searching and getting educated. So there's enough people out there for all of us. Don't think that, don't let yourself think that it's saturated out there, because it's not. I mean, if the universities felt also like it was saturated out there, we had too many doctors, lawyers, teachers, engineers, then all the universities would close down, but they're not. So there's room for everybody in this world, wherever they want to be and however they want to make money. If you want to go back to your comfort zone and work the 9 to 5, that's up to you. But you're not going to get what you need from that, because if you were, you wouldn't have left it. Okay. So this is a way to get more income than what you could possibly dream of. But it's worth dreaming for, and it's worth going for. And what the worst that can happen? I mean, there's the worst that could happen is that you quit. And I mean, I'm not quitting. I'm going to be successful. I'm going to keep putting one foot in front of the other, and I'm going to keep being consistent and coachable, and I'm going to be successful out there. You're going to see me a year from now. You're going to go, that was that young lady. I feel like I'm a young lady. I'm 58 years young. And that was her out there, and look at her now. And don't you want to come with me and be there too? And we can look back on ourselves a year ago and say, wow, we've come a long way. And man, I'm debt free. And now all the income that's coming in, I can help people with. I've paid off my debt. I've paid off my house, and I've got me in another vehicle, whatever it is that you need. Or I'm spending more time with my family or my grandkids, and I get to take them to Disney World, whatever it is. Just think, if you could make that extra money and make that happen, wouldn't it be wonderful? It would be wonderful. So dream big. He wants us to dream big, and he wants us to ask for great things. But he also says if those he gives great gifts, he expects great things from. So you got to pay it forward. Okay? So we got to give back. But it's a lot easier to give back when you have your bills paid than it is when you don't have them paid. But we know that we give him the last cent. If he asks for it, we give it to him. Okay? But he also wants us to ask and knock and be persistent. And he knows we have electric bills to pay and rent to pay and car insurance and all that. So let's get out there. Let's get moving, and it's time for you to cast your net out there. I did, and I'm so much happier for it. And it's just wonderful, because I know that I'm going to be successful, because I'm not going to stop until I am. Because if you stop, you're not going to get it. If you don't start, you're not going to get it. So you got to start, and you got to move forward, and you got to feel it in your bones that you're worthy, and that you got to have faith, and you got to believe, you got to take action, and you got to keep praying. But once you take that step, then your prayers change. You're not praying because you're struggling. You're just praying that you learn it, and I'm learning it. And then as I learn, I say, pray, Jesus, let me get a little bit better. I'm going to do that live today, and help me not be as nervous today as I was yesterday doing the lives. And so I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you're watching. And, if you got any questions, just shoot them to me in the chat, and I'll answer any question that you have. And the more that you do it and the more you learn, you become an expert. And then it becomes second nature, just like any job. The more you go, the more you learn, the more steps you take forward, the more you learn. And as you keep learning, you can keep earning. So get out there and cast your net. I'm Jenifer, and thank you so much for coming on and watching my live. And I promise you, I'm going to get better each time. And if you've got questions, I'll answer them for you. And if you want to know more, you can say yes in the comments, and I'll get you more information. I've got to guide her. So I've got a couple of things. I've got a guide that will help you keep discerning. If you're not ready to know how I'm making the money, that's okay. Maybe you're just not ready yet. So you got to say yes or blueprint. If you want the blueprint of how I'm making the money in digital marketing, then you say blueprint. Okay. And I'll get you the free blueprint. But if you just want to say yes, I'm going to give you a free guide, her, that I wrote with Jesus inspiration, and it will walk you through your journey. It's your journey, and it gives you some spiritual insight that you can think about and contemplate on and pray on for him to lead you to where you need to be and at what time you need to be there. Okay, because you may not be ready yet for the blueprint. That's okay. I would love for you to get into my community and get the free guide, her, that I've written, and start the process of discerning and finding your purpose. Because once you know your purpose, or you may know your gifts, then once you know that, if you know what the gifts you have or the purpose, then I can help you get there and make money too. So there's all kinds of ways to make an income on there online. And all you have to do is learn. And you do have to learn it through the training. But once you start learning the training, I mean, they start showing you different ways. Like, if your passion is gardening and you love to garden, and you thought, well, how nice would it be if I could just garden every day, and I could make a video, and I could put it on Instagram, or I could put it on YouTube, and people would watch. And then as they watch, you gain followers. And when you gain followers, then you start earning money on YouTube and things like that. So YouTube is called monetizing. Once you have so many followers, then YouTube will start paying you because they advertise out there on those, and you see them. I mean, you go out there and you look at YouTube because you might be looking up something. Well, just think if you could be that person. I mean, you're already gardening, or you're already cooking, or you're already quilting or scrapbooking. Why wouldn't you? All you do is sit your phone there on a little stand, and it videos while you're doing it, and you put it out there, and then eventually you're earning an income. Wouldn't that be wonderful? And you get to do it from home. And you can do it from anywhere. If it's something travel if you like to travel and go see places and taste new foods and everything, you've seen those shows where they're making money and they travel and just eat at restaurants and everything. That can be an income stream. The sky is the limit, but you've got to learn it. And this digital marketing program helps you learn it step by step, what you have to do. But if you're not ready for that, that's okay. Get in my community. Again, my community is through school, SKOOL. So it's faithcasters. Oops, I keep hitting that. Sorry about that. Basket. I don't think it has the apostrophe. It's just the faithcasters-basket.com. Okay. If you go out on school, you can get into my free community, and I will give you all the spiritual nourishment that you need and the discerning that you may need. to figure out what it is God's purpose is for you. But I do believe that if you're online and you were looking for a way to make a second income and you found my live or you found my YouTube channel, then it's not by accident. There's no accidents out there because there's 5 billion people out there searching for things on the internet. So to find me is no accident. Lord Jesus sent you to me because you're like me and you love him and you pray to him, and I'm praying to him to help me find you so that I can help you. So if you found me and you're struggling, then it's not a coincidence. It's not an accident. It's time for you to cast your net out there. I'm Jenifer, and thank you so much for coming and watching my live. And I hope you subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you need anything or you want the free guide or the blueprint, just say yes in the comments. I'll get you the guide her for free. If you say blueprint in the comments, I'll get you the blueprint for free. So thank you so much again for listening, and I hope you have a good afternoon. Thank you again.